Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with speech syndrome and the like, along with tips and advice along the way. If you're new to my channel and you've just landed on my page today, I've just been doing some Autism End series leading up to Autism Awareness Month, hopefully of next month in April, and I want to try and bring out as many as I can, along with some other maybe health related series that might come into play as well, along with some fun and games, but just be on the lookout for that. So if you're into these, smash the like, or feel free to click on the subscription bar below you, and feel free to also turn on the notification bell if you want to join me on the bandwagon. So in the first part I was doing about the Out and About series about the autism and hairdressing, obviously for an autistic getting a haircut basically for their very first time. As we know, for autistic children it can be a real stressful time for a series of change or what have you, so we need to just bear in mind that we need to be in their shoes and hope for the best, that with the tips and advice I gave briefly, that will from that earlier piece will become in handy for you guys. And also in saying this, that you know, I am going to link it in the iCard above me if you want to see that first part before I do this continuation of the second part for you guys of the possible solutions, and I'll link it in the description below. So let's begin this. As we know, basically, as a reminder, it can be frustrating when such a basic task of getting a haircut for an autistic child for the very first time can prove to have many problems associated with it. It's an area in life where sensory issues are usually often, as I said, strongly at play here, regardless what it may be, and you may need to be a bit of a negotiator with the hairdresser or to shop around until you find a place where they are sympathetic and understanding. Prepare as much as you can for yourself and the child when that time comes, and try not to be a perfectionist about the final result, and with the time it should get easier. So there are a number of ways in which you can help an autistic person prepare for the experience of having a haircut, as I shared earlier in the piece in the second part. Some of it is already covered. Some of this may be repetitive, so I humbly apologize in advance if it does, but I just want to clearly address it, as well as just hopefully not to stress it too much onto the point that it sounds too strong for you guys. But anyway, one is arrange a time or arrange for another person to get their hair cut so that they can have an insight into what they'll expect. If possible, it could help to make a video maybe, or watch a video perhaps of a sibling going to the same hairdressers. This could include video and the haircut, and if you feel appropriate, then have the child be rewarded afterwards. Some younger children may benefit from play acting. Hearsay is another tip. Pretending to cut the hair on a doll. It would be important to make this as real as possible and emphasizing the sensory aspects that are a part of the process. You could also try use some child-friendly scissors with your child, however, to cut up some paper at home, as I said. This may help them to become familiar with the use of scissors and reduce the anxiety that will be caused by any sight of the scissors that comes near their hair. Number 3, social stories can help an autistic person to develop a greater social understanding. These can be extremely useful resources to explain why they're having their hair cut and about the process of having a haircut. Number 4, there are other ways in which you can use visual support that can be very useful and helpful for you and the child. Rather than surprising the person about when their haircut is happening, it may be useful to get a haircut symbol on a calendar so that they are aware of when it is taking place. Number 4 is maybe, or 5 shall I say, it may be easier for a hairdresser to come to your home to cut their hair. This would eradicate the issue of a new environment for the child if they were to go out to a new surrounding, as I said before, based on the new smells and sensory overload that will come with it. If you choose to do this, however, having a hairdresser to come to your home to cut the child's hair, you may need to ensure that there is a mirror available so that the person is aware of what is happening. Whilst the hairdresser is standing behind them, any unexpected touch, if not warned, or if the person can't see when they're being touched, may cause further anxiety. Whether you choose a haircut at home or at the hairdresser's, though, bear in mind it may be useful to give the person cutting the hair some information about your child's autism and how it affects them and whatnot, so they can maybe wean themselves in and actually state the stages by breaking it down of what's happening, so that can reduce the anxiety for that child. Also talk to the hairdresser specifically also about your child and about any expected reactions that may take place, and don't hesitate to provide any strategies and suggestions that may make the experience easier for you, child, and the hairdresser. If the person is very sensitive to strong smells and to have their hair washed at the hairdressers, then it would be advisable to take the unscented shampoos or the shampoo that they use from their home. If the process of having their hair washed may be too much added pressure, then perhaps it would be more suitable to ask the hairdresser for a dry cut or just dampening their hair with a water spray. The person may like to get involved with their cut by perhaps spraying the water themselves. If the person resists having their hair brushed, then encourage them to brush their own hair. May help them get more used to the experience of touch to their head when having their hair cut. So it's always important to involve your autistic child in the steps that are being broken down here. The autistic person may like to know how long the haircut is going to last. By using a timer, maybe you could visually show them when the haircut starts and finishes. It would be useful to set the timer for slightly longer than anticipated to prevent the timer ending when the haircut has yet to be finished still. Some parents of young children have found that the haircut is made easier by hugging them in their lap. This may provide gentle pressure, which may have some parents of young, having a calming effect for that child and reduce their anxiety whilst having their hair done. A simple flip chart or tip chart could be used while having the haircut. A series of simple pictures can be used in sequence, as I said, to warn the person of what is happening next. This can be used in conjunction with verbal warnings from the hairdressers to say what they will be doing next and when it's likely to happen. It's important that the hairdresser provides verbal instructions of the process so as not to alarm the person when his head is being touched or the chair is being moved or even their heads being tilted around, so to speak. This can be used in conjunction, as I said, of what's been used. Here's an example: if the chair is being raised. It is also important that when talking to the person, the hairdresser is to be made aware of what's needed to be kept to their language clear and simple. If the sound or feel of the clippers causes too much distress on the child, then it would be advisable to use scissors instead, if they to be used. Then warning the person when it will be turned on is crucial, however, and perhaps the person could get used to the vibration of the clippers when their barber is holding them. Or another one is providing the person with earphones or something, and perhaps a personal stereo with their favourite music on may help them to keep calm. This can help to shut out any background noise which may annoy them. If this is used, then visual prompts must be clear to indicate when the hairdresser is going to touch the person. A number of hairdressers will have magazines, books and toys to entertain the person while having their hair cut. However, it may be more beneficial to bring favourite books or toys from home. Even a handheld computer game may offer a valuable distraction. An alternative will be for the person to have a stress ball or a crush ball to hold and manipulate whilst having their hair cut. Once the hair has been cut, the person might find it irritating if there is some stray hair still laying on the back of their skin. It may be useful to bring a change of clothes so that there won't be any stuck on top of what they are wearing. Some parents or carers may have found that all of the above have been tried before and not helped a situation. In this situation, they have had to resort to cutting the person's hair whilst they are sleeping as best as you can. So this quickly ends a real short video of basically the second part of Out and About Autism and Hairdressers tips and advice for you guys. Smash the like button, comment below, feel free to follow me on my social medias listed below, feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. No further ado guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie starting out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.